This is the case from the finals of last year's competition. I'm going to show you how to do a little bit of it.
Like I'm being the LeBron of Excel.
The author wanted to write a case for the 40th anniversary of Excel, and so he said, well, what could you say would still be easier to do on paper than in Excel?
That's so cool.
Origami. So the challenge is if you fold it left to right and just keep the bit that's on top each time until you get down to a strip of 4 columns, which numbers, or it's like the sum of the numbers that are left on top. Let's say take from this array the first 128 columns, and then you can get, let's say, a sequence of 128 across, and then you can sort the big array by the little array in descending order.
And how did you get into this?
10 years ago, one of my former colleagues sent me an email saying, hey, did you know there are Excel competitions? I said, no, but that sounds good. Yeah, I had been the sort of go-to Excel guy in my office for a while.
So I always remember like the first sort of Excel maestro I ever came across it was just crazy. It was like watching a piano player.
Like practicing your scales, watching me do the kind of keyboard shortcuts.
Yeah,
there's some connection there.
That sense of empowerment of what one can do, the first program you write or the first spreadsheet you create, you always remember when you feel great. Do you kind of have that sense as well?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I don't have this specialized tool, or I don't have access to this or whatever, but I have the data, I have Excel, and I can do something with it. That's big.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Din. It's such a pleasure meeting you.
Likewise.
Congrats again, being the world champ.
Thank you. it's
I got
definitely not to use a mouse.
I got a lot of grief when, hey, what is he doing under the mouse?